Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to TYGTAL, the Sea Show by the Seashore. I'm Bo McMichael, be your host tonight, getting ready for action here. We got plenty of time out there in this crazy world. We're just getting ready for pictures. Registration's kicking in for those people tuning in right now. We're going to have a little fun. Sit back. If you like watching high school football, Adam Collins and Craig Chapman will be your voice for the next 2.5 hours. So sit back and enjoy yourselves. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Going to get things started here very shortly. Glad to have everybody with us here tonight in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'm Bo McMichael with TYGTAL, the Sea Show by the Seashore. Hope everybody enjoys a wonderful night of high school football. We're getting ready to get started there. Coming in by the 5s, maybe 2x2s. It rained a lot, so we're going to probably say that. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Hey, gentlemen. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Hey, it's windy, rainy, and absolutely beautiful here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I almost said Georgia. Give me a chance. I'll mess it up eventually. I got my two co-hosts, Adam Collins and Craig Chapman, here with TYGTAL. Gentlemen, I'm going to let you take it away. I'm going to do a little bit mixing, having a little fun. Everybody sit back and enjoy a great night of football here on the beach, the Sea Show. Let's get things started.
All right, man.
What's up, Coach? How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
Wonderful.
Well, I mean, I figured the first thing we talk about, obviously, welcome to TYGTAL, the Sea Show, Exposure Showcase. The first thing I'd like to talk about, we harp on the athletes a lot.
Yeah.
But one of the things we haven't really touched on as much is what makes every program or team go. And I think you would agree, it's the coaches.
Absolutely, Coach.
And what separates TYGTAL from like other exposure type showcases is the coaching staff, their knowledge of not only recruiting but having been on the recruiting trail.
And that's one of those things that if you understand how a college recruits, then it makes it a lot easier to market players for that specific reason. And, these guys have experience doing that, being inside of actual recruiting departments at the college level. So, it gives them an opportunity to have, number one, contacts, because relationships make recruiting easy, all right? And number two, they know how the process works, all right? And they know, maybe a little bit more of the ins and outs than some people do. So it gives them a chance to make sure they slide these prospects, to the right, level, and get them in front of eyes that maybe they wouldn't have gotten in front of, in other words.
Well, everybody here that's on the coaching staff either played in college or has college coaching experience. I mean, just some of the highlights. You have people like Coach Wise, the younger, and Coach Wise, we know, started his career at Alpharetta.
Yep.
Was a 4-year starter at Alpharetta High School, and the highest classification in Georgia.
Yep.
And that's not something, we don't see a lot of freshmen play early, especially at a school that size. Goes on to Indiana State, where he plays for 4 years, and ends up being a GA.
Yep.
And an assistant to the director of football operations, which had him interacting with the recruiting piece, communication to prospective players. That's the kind of knowledge base that the entire coaching staff has.
Absolutely.
I just to mention another one, Gary Fisher. Currently at Drew.
Yeah.
We know Drew.
Our neck of the woods.
Yeah. But, Western Illinois, Tennessee State, Eastern Kentucky, Kentucky State, Bowling Green, Utah. His first 2 gigs were with Urban Meyer. And like him or not, that guy is a coaching guru.
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't matter how you feel about him. That cat knows what he's doing.
And, in the coaching game, a lot of times you get jobs because of where you've been. Shoot, if you can put on your resume that you coached in places with Urban Meyer, all right, and then when people outside of that see that, they think, okay, well, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Well, and not just that, but a lot of coaches would look at that and say, okay, I know the kind of results that they're going to respect, that they're going to expect. I heard Urban Meyer talk one time, and he said, if you can't coach every play like your hair's on fire, you got to find somewhere else to work.
Yep.
And that's very much our philosophy, and the philosophy of a lot of places that have been successful. Let's see, Coach Matthews, all-state football, all-state in wrestling, which I appreciate.
There you go.
Anybody at home watching, if you're a football player and you don't play basketball or swim, you should be wrestling.
If you're an offensive or defensive lineman, you should probably wrestle.
When I was a head wrestling coach, I always made my offensive linemen wrestle. I made them wrestle.
You're mean, though.
It makes you so much better. He's a certified personal trainer, 4-year starter, in college. You know, this is the type of experience that these gentlemen are bringing to the table and imparting on these young guys. And then you have coach like Raheem Boast, who played at City College, but then went on to invest in the development of young people at the lower levels. And as coaches, we know how important that is.
Absolutely.
To have kids come up to you, you know. And I tell people all the time, if there's two things that I want, I need them to be able to block and I need them to be able to tackle. Everything else we can work with.
Yep.
But coaches that work with those guys in those Pop Warner leagues and really help them come in middle school and really help them come along, I mean, it makes our job so much easier. But that's just a little bit about the coaching staff. It's certainly not everybody, and we'll try to go through that as we move forward in this pregame warm-up. Coach Chapman.
Yes, sir, Coach.
Tell me about some of the kids we're going to be looking at today.
All right, well, we got some guys that are here, like Jordan Robinson. He's a DB and a safety. He's class of 2021. He got hurt before the season, all right? But he's from Westwood, all right? He's a 6'3". You know, he's a wide receiver that moved to DB. Imagine a 6'3" DB, Coach, all right? You know, with everybody going to big wide receivers and trying to mix and match people on the outside, 6'3" DB matching up with a 6'3" wide receiver takes a lot of stuff away from an offense.
We know that magic mark for defensive backs is 6 foot.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you can certify that you're 6 feet plus, your stock goes way up.
And then, you know, we got Amari Stevens. All right, he's a defensive end from AC Flora. All right. He's probably going to end up playing, you know, defensive tackle, slide to a 3 or a 1 technique.
Put some weight on him.
Yeah, put some FBS. He's going to probably play at the FBS level. Very high academic guy, too. All right. Hashawn Wilson is a running back from South Florence. All right. He's come here because he feels like he's been underexposed. Great test scores. All right. He's an every down back with the ability to catch. All right. And he can break you down, Coach. Then you got Edmund Whitaker, who's a DB. Most importantly, he's a nickel. And if you know anything about football, about 65% of the time now, defenses are playing nickel at the next level and in the NFL.
That hybrid type guy.
Yeah, and he's a class of 2020, all right, but he went to prep school, all right, but his season got canceled because of coronavirus.
Corona.
All right, but he's gotten bigger and stronger, and he's from Harris County High School in Harris County, Georgia.
Okay.
All right, and then you got Jalen Dubose. Jalen Dubose is a University of South Carolina transfer, all right. He's a transfer portal linebacker and safety. He was a walk-on at South Carolina, looking just for a new home, place to play, but he was a 2019 senior. And then you got Nasir Garland, a defensive lineman. He's from Virginia. All right, plays at Potomac Senior High School. And if you know anything about Virginia high school football, their season has been delayed. I don't even know if they're going to play in the spring. So he's getting his chance right here for a little bit of exposure at the TYGTAL, you know, the C show, and a chance right here to show his stuff. But those are 5 guys, 6 guys right there that, you know, we kind of highlighted before we came in here.
Yeah.
And, Coach, if you take the time, you know, we need to talk about a couple of things, all right? We need to talk about what ESP and GSI are.
Okay.
All right? So, ESP, Coach, that was?
The Evening Sports page.
All right. And then GSI
that's our buddy Austin.
That is. And GSI?
Global Sports Instructors.
All right. And, you know.
And just a piece about Global Sports Instructors.
There you go.
The thing I love about it is they take, as a coach, I have an approach that I'm a classroom teacher as well, and I have an approach that I'm just a teacher outside. And when guys take that approach and teach things part whole and don't tell the kids, show the kids, it makes all the difference in the world. You know, most combines, kids go and they're going to see how fast you are, how high you can jump, how quickly you can run laterally, and that's that.
Yep.
Here they're getting actual instruction. And right now, obviously, you know, they're not able to do as much in person or face-to-face, but there's so much access to Zoom and other virtual meetings. You know, so I just felt like I need to talk about that.
And just right now, Coach, with recruiting dead period being pushed back to September the 30th, All right, the stuff that's going on at camps like this is important for these, class of 2021 guys who are in jeopardy of having their season shortened, canceled, or moved to the spring.
Yeah, and, we're watching states all over the country try to figure out what they want to do. And now we're starting to see, like I know at home, we're starting to see individual counties make choices.
Well, they put it in the hands of the superintendent, so.
Well, and, don't get me wrong, it's scary. I mean, I think it can be managed, but it's scary.
Well, yeah, Coach, I don't, being at a high school is the mission statement being education first. They're looking to make sure they get through, 36 weeks of school. And, they're having to balance that with the idea of playing athletics. So that's why TYGTAL has done such a good job of making these camps accessible so kids can get the exposure that they may not get in a high school athletic season this year.
No doubt. Hey, Bo, that leg needs to go out. It's a little windy. For those of you, I'm kind of hanging on a little bit. I'm hanging on a little bit, just because we're here at the beach, and one of the beautiful things about the beach is the wind. But
Gorson took care of that for you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Y'all are hanging on to your bars.
It was bending in.
That's why you got the good eyes, man. You can spot coyotes, do anything you need to.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
I mean, it really is. Do we know anything about our Vision? Were y'all able to find any information about Our Vision? They're another one of our sponsors as well, or did I put y'all
Our
on?
Vision?
Our Vision.
I've got somebody that's right on top of that.
Yeah, and we'll get right back to it.
We'll get right back to it.
That's why we pay you the big bucks, man. It's not a problem at all. So tell me what's going on right after this. What's going to happen?
You want to run through the schedule, Coach Chapman?
Yeah, so from, right now they've gotten through the registration, and right now they're doing this dynamic warm-up. And, after this dynamic warm-up, there'll be a quick, 5-minute water break, and then after that, we're going into an individual period. And that individual period is going to be about 30 minutes. And then after that individual period of 30 minutes, we'll have a 15-minute period where you'll have a kind of a one-on-one period, but, it'll be in space, players playing in space. So running backs and linebackers and corners and receivers, getting the football in space and see who's going to make the tackle. Yeah. All right? Then after that, we're going to run through a series where we have some one-on-ones. That would be linebackers and running backs, cornerbacks and wide receivers, quarterbacks throwing, and offensive and defensive linemen, going after it. And then we'll end it with a 7-on-7 period, and then there'll be closing remarks. And then we're going to go to the beach. All right.
Don't forget about our signing today.
Yeah. We do have a signing.
Yep.
Well, we're not going to reveal where he's going because we're not sure yet.
So
I got an idea, but I wouldn't bet my life on it.
All right.
Hey, I was looking at the coaches again, and you got Kerry King Brown, DB coach. He played safety at the University of Miami and for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Well, we won't hold that against him.
I mean, I'd say that's tough enough, right?
I agree, Coach. If you can play, first of all, if you can play at the University of Miami, you've got to be pretty good. And then if you're going to play safety in the NFL, that's probably one of the toughest positions to play because you're going to have to drop down in the box, play the run, be able to play, over the top. So if he was playing at the safety, if he was playing for the Bucs, he was having to deal with some offenses in that division.
There's no doubt about that. And just again, the coaches. I'm going through my notes, and Ken Connor, 23 years of coaching experience, 22 of those. 20 of those. I'm not really good at math. 20 of those are spent in college.
Well, there you go.
As coordinators.
Dang, Coach.
You know what I'm saying? That's that kind of experience. And again, like we talked about earlier, the relationships you build. I mean, I think about the relationships you're able to build as a high school coach. You get to know the recruiters, the guys that, and I will say college coaching is kind of transient. So you watch guys kind of go different places. But you get to see these guys and kind of follow them and get to know them and know what they're looking for. We joke all the time about coaches looking for something, a certain thing. We joke about coaches being like, I don't like his body or,
bad body.
And a lot of these guys know exactly what it is they're looking for.
Absolutely.
And I actually appreciate that because, if you're not interested, let me know.
Absolutely. Coach, think about it. We got, we're sitting here looking at this, and we broke it down. We had, 53 defensive players here?
That sounds
we had
right.
73 offensive players here.
Well, 53 schools represented as well.
Yeah, 53 schools represented.
4 states.
4 states. The school with the most students here is Camden High School. And then
They had 12, correct?
They had 12, and then you had Myrtle Beach with 8, North Myrtle Beach with 9, and then there was Ridgeview also had 8. So, you're looking at, a diverse group of guys here, and now we're getting ready to go through and look at this individual group work. Got some footwork drills right there.
All right, the D-line. Just picking them up and putting them down. Don't step all over my ladder.
And we talked about this a little bit, Coach, working on agility right here. And basically what you're going to see in an individual time is agility and technique and change of directions, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. That's one of those things colleges are always looking for. How does he move? Right there you see Mr. Barber. He's out of Virginia, correct? No, Mr. Garland's out of Virginia.
Yes.
21.
Shamarell Walker right there.
Out of Myrtle Beach.
Alex McGillicuddy, North Myrtle Beach.
I love the last name.
I do too. Amore Stevens, that's AC Flora. Look, I can get a little bend right there. Antonio Gaines from Ridgeview. And then you can see the age range right there. You got class of 2022 right there. 21 right there with Braylon Dixon. So if you're looking at how they're showing about, getting them feet up and putting it down, but dipping that inside hip and that inside shoulder.
Well, if you're going to have to engage, but you're going to have to escape as well.
Exactly. And then a lot of times, if you see a drill like this, as we're going through this, when a kid may look uncomfortable, he may not ever have done a drill like this at his practice. And that may be why that you come to these, type of exposure camps, so you can get exposed to some new things, some new techniques, some new way of doing things that might help you become a better football player.
Yeah, just watching these guys move. That's gonna be key. I always say when I watch kids, I watch them move, and I usually have a pretty good idea about a level of athleticism based on how they move, how they walk, how they run.
Mm-hmm.
And woo, little back step right there. Man, that's nice footwork.
Yeah, it was. And if I try to do that, here you go, Coach. This is all you.
All right. Right here, just working on those first 2 steps. That first step's important, but so is that second one. It's about how fast you can get your feet back down. And you see them right there bringing their hands, thumbs up, nice inside punch, going to grab that steering wheel. That's what we call that breastplate right there in your shoulder pads. That's the steering wheel. Because wherever you turn him, that's where that guy's going.
And, I mean, you talked about getting the second foot down and all of that stuff. But, I mean, the last part of that was popping them hands up, bam.
That was a perfect example of what this place is. You see the coaches there working with him. At most combines, what you're going to have, or even camps, what you're going to have is they're going to let somebody who can't get it just go. Instead of stopping and taking the time to work with a young man and show him, no, do it like this, and to help him. Most places it's about quantity, not quality. It's about how many kids can you get through there in a certain amount of time so you can get their money. That's not the TYGTAL way.
See that power step right there?
Yeah. What we call that low over the step, we'd call that diesel. Because that means I'm trying to set the run block.
And I like how they're allowing them to take the stance that they may use at their school. As most everybody now has gone to some form of the spread, running some kind of zone or spread option zone read run scheme. So I got it. Don't worry, I got it.
Coach Wise talked to him about staying square.
I see him.
I saw him turn his shoulders. You got to try to stay square as often as you can. Otherwise, you miss out on communication and anything extra that's coming. Because defenses have a tendency to move around.
Uh-oh. like a running back right there, Coach.
That's a nice job.
It
I don't know
is.
what would you call that drill, Coach?
That's just, I mean, first of all, you're working on footwork, changing directions, all right? It's start and stop, all right? So, you know, you're getting one cut, but they're also working on keeping the ball protected.
That's
right?
key, man. Ball security.
But
You
see
know-
how it's changing directions in a short space. And see, I think he got the ball out right there.
Well, that's one of those things when the running back's cramming the hole like that.
Exactly.
You know, you got to be able to work in a crowd, or you can't run the ball.
You know, and everything right now, you see him protect the ball right there, Coach. There's some nice feet right there.
Yeah,
Good balance.
he thought about it as he got closer. Things got to be high and tight.
Yes, sir. And that's the thing right there. You can't let the drill take away from the ball security.
There's running through the running backs right there at the top of the screen,
Yes,
up in the
sir.
right-hand corner. You see all the different schools the
Ooh.
kids are from.
Tell you now, you got some guys with some good-looking feet right here, keeping the shoulders down, staying in good balance. And I mean, it's no different from anything else, Coach. It's going to take them a while right here if they haven't done all these things to get it to where they feel comfortable enough to do the drill and show their natural explosion and speed. You know, because right now they're thinking through this thing. They're not just moving through this thing.
Right there, Coach Williams and Coach Ashcraft. We talked about both of them earlier.
I'm tell you right now, Coach, that backdrop right there will make you want to move here and coach here.
No doubt, my friend. Coach Ashcraft, I didn't say enough about him. Coach Ashcraft, he went to University of South Carolina and ended up transferring to Winston-Salem State.
Winston-Salem State.
And then played in the 2012 National Championship game. So, again, the caliber of athlete that a lot of these guys were, and if they don't have that big name school, it's the coaching experience. Because, you know, that's to me, that's paramount, that experience.
All right, so now I'll get a look right here. Look, some wide receivers. Got to get down, break down, and be able to move in that short space, make a cut. That way, and not give away what you're running. Chest down, shoulders down, and not round it.
Yeah, you got to make it tight.
I mean, but all this stuff, Coach, right here, they're working on getting in and out of breaks and routes. And then change it. Of course, we talk about change direction, but look, there it is. Boom. Change the center of gravity. Everything was good until the last cone right there, and you got excited. Get there, change direction. Buzz it down, come attack the cone. That's nice. And we got a boatload of wide receivers in this class, Coach. We got 29 of them.
29, huh?
Well, if you watch and look at it right here, everybody either wants to be a wide receiver or a DB today in football, and it kind of shows up. If you look at it, you got more DBs and more wide receivers than any group in here.
That's always the way, though, isn't it?
Yeah, there's 8 quarterbacks, 12 running backs, 10 linebackers. And then you start looking at, there's, 14 offensive linemen, Coach?
I think
20
so.
defensive linemen, 23 DBs, and 29 wide receivers. So, everybody's wanting to be a part of that skill set because everybody wants their name in the print, baby.
Well, and, I tell you what, and I ask you a question. In the current state of things with high school football around the country, how important would you say a showcase like this would be for a young man who's uncommitted?
If you'd have asked me this 10 years ago, I would have told you that, I didn't think it was very important because recruiters will find you. And that was my belief. The longer I've coached and the more places I've been, I realized that sometimes there are really good athletes, and maybe they're playing in places that don't have, much exposure locally, and they get missed. So places like this, TYGTAL does a good job, a great job of getting their athletes, these participants' names out. And in the current landscape that we're in, these things are very important, to the futures of some of these class of 2021s and maybe even 2022.
Yeah, I mean, we have no idea how long this stuff's going to go on. You know, I like to think they're going to get it figured out.
I'm hoping for Monday. I'm hoping it stops on Monday.
All right. We figured out how to cure Corona Monday. Live on Maury.
Oh, you know that's going to end up on Twitter right there. Somebody, some guy found out how to cure it. Oh, man.
Yeah, if I knew, man,
All right, so, Coach, check out this defensive back drill. I mean, we're talking about coaches demonstrating, and here it is. But I just watched the DB drill with this back pedal, change of direction, buddy. I got tired watching. I mean, this is an impressive drill where they put the back pedal in with their, there it is, change of direction now. Turn and open, back, and drive on it. Get out. I mean, they put 3 DB drills together in that, or 4 DB drills together right there, because you got slow back pedal, attack at a 45, all right, then back in, out of it, and then drive on the ball. I mean, then get out. I mean, that right there would confuse me. I used to think I was an athlete until I came and watched these kids right here.
Well, I'd run into somebody.
I mean, just the fact that,
watching them really backpedal and then kind of sink down and drive off.
Back it up, drive on the ball, get out, run with them. I mean, everything right there in that whole process right there are things that are going to happen, in every series. All right. Linebackers right here, Coach.
Some of those DBs are good-sized kids.
Yeah, they are. I like this linebacker group right here. Read step. Got the back pedal, shuffle across, drive at the ball. Catch that thing with them shoulders down.
Just practicing breaking.
Hey, and getting it, they're taking their read step right here, getting the hips open. And like we talked about, I think we talked about it the last one at the last exposure that they had in Anderson. If you're a linebacker in today's football, the days of the 6 foot, 245-pound Mike linebacker that can't run and cover a running back, they're just about obsolete.
It's kind of like fat defensive linemen. You just don't find them anymore.
You got to be able to run, Coach. That's just the way it is.
I mean, and unless you're a Warren Sapp type figure, you know what I'm saying?
Warren Sapp can run, Coach. I saw that.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because there are still big guys that can run, But what we're watching is we're starting to see a far more athletic group up front, on both sides of the ball. If you look at the NFL, you're starting to see just really big athletes playing on both the offensive and defensive lines.
All right, then. Uh-oh. Quarterbacks right here, Coach. Everybody will see where we're at right here. Just working on fundamentals of getting the football out of their hand from snap, drop, and release. And this is right here, Coach. It's just straight fundamentals.
We'll talk about that drop.
Well, you're wanting to get – everybody teaches it a different way, all right? My right-handed quarterbacks, I'm teaching guys to catch the ball with their left, with their left foot, dropping with their right foot. Because I want it to be 1, 2, 3, and when the right foot hits the ground, the ball is getting ready to go. We're not playing behind – my statement is always we're not playing behind the Dallas Cowboys offensive line. We got to get the ball back, and we got to throw it on time. And that looks like what they're doing right here, just getting a rhythm throw. No shuffle right now. 1, 2, 3 on the third step. Ball is out. And if you look at it right here, that's a rhythm. All right, and then make an accurate throw. Keep your body in line with the target. It's an accurate throw. And make sure that it all works out, taking it straight to the target. And that's what you're looking at. These are uncontested throws, where you're just working on making sure you're hitting the guy in the chest. And and if you can do that, everybody talks about, well, you're never going to do that in the game. No, you're not. But if you can't do it with nobody there, how you going to do it in the game? I'm just saying.
You gotta walk before you run, right?
And, I mean, you go through everything. Like right now, you want to watch and make sure these guys aren't falling out of the throw. Like right there, nice and smooth, right to the target. And it's, everybody right now is getting loaded up on that back leg. You got to get through that. You got to get through that, punch the target out with your chest, and finish the throw. I mean, you don't want to leave it on the backside, and you don't want to fall away from it. Mm-hmm.
It's DBs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, DBs, coach, we got getting to look at the. We're on the side of the field right here, with field B. You look at this. We're talking about it. It's just, how quick can you move your feet? And then get back out and then come get it.
Watching him flip his hips like that.
And I like doing this stuff because, like I say it every time, but I come up with drills. Like you can bet when we get back on Monday and we put the helmets on Monday afternoon, we're doing that DB drill that we just saw. Our DBs ain't going to be happy about it, but we're doing it. They're getting instruction, and it's rapid fire, and there's not a single person over here standing here not doing anything. It's move, move, move. Don't turn your back.
Just really get. Woo! Now, why'd he turn around?
Maybe something they're teaching him in the drill, Coach. That's all I can tell you. I've seen people turn their back when they're doing, what we call a center field cut. Most of the time you don't really turn your back. But if you're driving on the ball in front of you and you're deeper than the deepest, there's not really much they can do to you.
Yeah, everybody's turning out. Okay.
So it's obviously, all right, we're back in the middle of the, field B quarterbacks. I watched them they've been doing, shuffle drill footwork, Coach. It's like I thought we were going to get some ladders. Oh, yeah, we're going to get step over drill. Step up.
What are they simulating right here?
It's movement in the pocket, Coach. It's just making sure that your feet get off the ground. All right, but you don't want big, long steps. I tell my guys all the time, be able to pick your feet up and put them right back down. The bigger steps that you take in the pocket, the easier it is. Somebody steps on you, somebody gets a hand on your foot, and you go to the ground. You want to move short, controlled steps. But, you're over-exaggerating everything in this, so you want that foot to get up over that cone. All right? But you'd really like them to keep their head up so it simulates when you're stepping up or shuffling or moving in the pocket that your eyes are downfield.
Yeah, looking at your feet's not going to be real effective.
No, it's going to get your head knocked off. But, as we talked about at Arby's today, you might get hit with a throat punch.
Yeah.
But, when you're looking at this right here, it's just movement. And a lot of this has to do with playing quarterback has to do with playing in rhythm. All right, you saw the rhythm throw on the other side where it's 1, 2, 3 throw, rhythm and timing. Quarterback is all about rhythm, movement, and timing. The more comfortable you feel doing it, the easier it is to play. All right, and the more reps that you get doing things like this, ooh, this linebackers coach.
You checking the charts?
Yeah, it's linebackers.
Some big linebackers.
That dude right there is a huge linebacker. See that? I like that. Fight off the block. All right, give me a little shuck. Fight down the cut. This is great right here. That is a gigantic linebacker, Coach.
Yeah, I'm pretty
is
sure.
That Amarian?
It is.
Woo, son, I got to tell you. I feel
Good use
so
of his
bad
hands
for
right
whoever's
there.
lead blocking him.
Good use of his hands. He's a
Yeah.
big cat.
And he moves well laterally. And when you move that well laterally, somebody is definitely going to take a look at you. Hands off and go. Inside hip. If you're going to tackle on the inside hip, you got to do that Seahawk tackling. Throw and roll.
It's a good way to stay safe.
And keep your head out of the tackle, Coach. We hadn't talked about that, in a long time, but that's one of those things that.
Well, it's become kind of standard operating
Yes, it
procedure
has,
for
and
most people. But once upon a time, you were just stick your face on that guy.
Shoot your head across, put it on the football. Then the corner coming in from the outside was shooting his head across and putting it on your ear.
Yeah. And you end up with guys being out, and that's what we're worried about. We're more worried about safety than anything else.
Absolutely.
You
Friendly
have
fryer, buddy.
everybody in America is having the wrong 3 guys go down away from just being mediocre.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
If we have someone go down, I don't know if mediocre is the word, Coach. Just okra.
Yeah, okra.
All right.
Right there.
Now, these are running backs right here. This is got these running backs.
Working on a flat to a wheel there.
Absolutely. You look at it, get a little play action fake right here out of the backfield. Going to run a flat. I'm going to drop it over the shoulder.
Turn it up the sideline. It's one of the greatest plays in football if it's thrown at about 5 or 6 yards.
Right there, Coach.
Everybody wants to throw it way down the field, but right there is where it's going to make money for you.
So you got the running backs down there. Ooh. It's one of those things about things like that. Those are running backs, Coach. I was trying. I didn't want to bother you. I knew you were working. Nice adjustment to the football right there. All right. My favorite thing I've seen at one of these camps, though, is the running backs catching the Frisbees.
That's a cool thing.
I mean,
we get a lot of cool ideas here.
They're in there, they're down there kind of close to where those linebackers at. If they go the wrong way in this drill, we're going to see a collision. It'll be the first collision we've had outside of Utah in the United States. As Utah played their first high school football games Thursday and Friday of this week.
I did not know that.
Yes, they were on TV. I did watch. NFHS or whatever that thing was, streamed it.
I would have watched it. I didn't know.
It was on 7:30 or whatever it was, 9:30 our time. It was great. I mean, if you look at it now, we're getting a little, this should be interesting. I don't know what he's setting up right here, but it's got to be something to deal with. Is it a sideline drill?
All right. See the running backs.
Going to receivers right here.
Can check that upper right-hand corner and watch as it scroll through the kids.
All right, there it is. Setting up, getting a route, coming off the inside hip of the defender right here. Boom. Just another thing, we talk about it all the time, Coach. Football is a game of change of direction, stop and start. And there it is. I mean, we're getting I'm getting a lot of looks right here. If y'all hear me stop talking, it's because I'm writing. Right inside. We're incorporating that on Monday too, but we're not going to do it with receivers. We're doing it with running backs.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Up on angle routes. Ooh, squeeze it. I like it. So you see how they're getting through that, and as they get through that, they're working back off that. Bam, right through there. Eyes up, quick. But you got to stay on that break. The best way if you can run this route, and when you stop and slide underneath right there, if you can accelerate and make this catch, you're running away from people right there.
Yeah, you might run for a little while.
Yeah. Some of the best and most unbelievable plays, like Christian McCaffrey against the Saints one time. Caught him in a blitz, and he ran the angle route, got up underneath the linebacker, and he caught it. And next thing you know, he was running by people at a real fast rate. And it was impressive to watch. There you go, Coach.
All right. My big guys. All right there, working on kick, slide, and then their post. As that defensive lineman is rushing, you want to give ground, but as soon as you feel as soon as you feel a separation starting to occur, you got to post back into him. Because if you don't, because when you feel him give up just a little bit, when you feel that lack of pressure, he's fixing to try to use an escape, a swim or a rip. And so you got to post back into him, because when you break offensive, defensive line down into their basis form, defense is trying to create space, offense is trying to close space. I mean, it's that simple.
How many people does our van fit?
Take some of these guys home.
All 6 of those guys are coming with us. I've got brand new helmets I can put them in.
There you go.
I mean, I can't give you nothing else, but I got brand new helmets.
There's no doubt about that.
So we got some defensive line, right? What you call this right here, Coach?
This is what I would just call a 6-point explosion.
Exactly.
Learning to go to your belly. You know, and I like the idea of the pads, because my guys cry sometimes about having to go to their bellies. But the pads right there to catch them is kind of a nice thing to do.
I'm sure nobody wants to be laying on the turf, especially if it would have been 100 degrees. But right now we're sitting pretty.
Well, because what you want them to do right here is you really want them to bring those hands hard inside and blast the breastplate of that offensive lineman.
I mean,
and the thing is this will translate, because what will happen is when you do the same thing out of a stance, you'll bring your feet with you, and now he's off balance. You've got extension. You've created that space that we were talking about, and now you work your escape.
And wouldn't you say, Coach, when you're playing on the defensive line, that you want to play low?
Oh, yeah, without doubt.
And this right here is one of those things. Just teach you, stay low, keep your leverage, and explode. I know this is an explosion drill.
Well, that's it, and teaching them, it's hard for them to learn sometimes that offensive lineman being there is going to keep you from falling when you explode out. Like, because if he's doing his job, he's coming too.
And we've seen this drill before, Coach. There's about to be some running in this drill.
Oh, these kids are going to go home tired.
Oh, yes, sir.
Everybody's going to sleep good tonight.
There's not a doubt. There's going to be some tired individuals after this. I mean, and I like watching these things right here because they're about to get after this thing in a hurry.
When if this is the same drill I'm thinking about, they about beat the coach to death too.
Yeah, they did. Last time we saw it.
I'm like, I had to go home and take an ice bath out of this.
Me watching it, I had to go take an ice bath. You know, when you get all that, you're through with arthritis like we got, it's the end of it.
Right here, defensive line again. Looks like they're just working. It's Team B with the D line. Looks like they're just working a swim right here. Thought that's what I saw.
See what he's.
They're
retreating too fast. I thought I saw him dip on the guy.
Well, I'm trying to see.
I couldn't see it that time because everybody went into backpedal mode from the offensive line stand. And dip underneath.
Working on a rip.
Mm-hmm. Coach David Hughes would call that hip, dip, and rip.
Without a doubt.
Now we're about to do some footwork right here. And there's Jordan Robinson. He's on the bottom of your screen. We talked about him earlier. All right. He was hurt before the season. He's a DB out of Westwood. All right. 6'3". All right. Most consider him to be a sleeper. He used to play wide receiver. He grew a couple of inches, and he has now, been moved to DB. And like we said, 6'3" DB, Coach. You can't really beat a 6'3" DB.
Well, when receivers are now, 6'4", 6'5", those extra couple inches really make a difference for you.
I was talking the other day. We had a kid come out to practice. He was 6'4", and we threw a couple balls, and one of the coaches said, he's not wanting. We don't really know what we're going to do. I said, I know what I'm going to do with him. I said, I'm going to throw it to him in the end zone because everybody covering him is going to be 5'10". All right. And then right here you got Amari Stevens right here. We talked about him from AC Flora. He's a defensive end, FBS guy, probably going to play defensive tackle or nose guard on the next level. Plus, he's very high academic, Coach. So he's class of 2021, and, he's a guy that's going to be, grow into a 3 or a 1 technique, and it's going to be one of those things where, he's going to be already academically qualified, so it's an easy choice.
That's the big thing, is having a guy that's ready to go academically.
All right, and then you got Hashawn Wilson, running back, and Mr. Wilson, don't make any jokes, is from South Florence High School, okay? He has the ability to be an every down back. He can catch it, run it, block, do all of those things, all right? Very fast. Also another guy with high academics. Feels like he's been, he hadn't had enough exposure, and that when he gets that exposure, he's going to blow up, all right? Still working on these DBs, looking on turn and follow. It's almost like a mirror.
Really staying tight.
Yeah, I think we saw this drill last time. Uh-oh, we got garbage cans on the field. Cut. Get skinny in the hole. I like that.
That's nice.
All right, now you got Edmund Whitaker right here. We talked about Edmund. He's from Harris County, Georgia. All right. He was going to Champion Prep School, but his, got canceled. And so he's gotten bigger. He's gotten stronger. And he plays nickel, which is a sought-after position right now because of all the spread offenses that he'll see. All right. Nice hands right there.
Yeah, nice grab.
All right, we've got more DBs right here, Coach. Staying on top. All right, and then you have Jalen Dubose. He's a safety. He is a transfer from the University of South Carolina. All right, he was a walk-on. He was entered the transfer portal. Guy that's looking for a new home and probably a better fit. Was a senior in 2019. Has been out here showcasing so that he can get his next opportunity. I mean, start talking about safeties and linebackers and nickels and things like that. I mean, that's what everybody's looking for right now. Athletic people to play in the back end to make sure they can match up with these offenses. Let's go on the injured list now. I just broke my back.
All right.
And then you got Nazir Garland. And Garland is from Virginia. He plays at Potomac Senior in Virginia. He is a defensive lineman, very high academics, and he is here showcasing his abilities because, as we know, Virginia high school football has been delayed or canceled or something.
Potomac like the river?
I think so, Coach. I believe that would be correct.
I like it up there.
Beautiful place.
All right. It sounds like guys are going to competition.
Probably going to get some water first, wouldn't you think, Coach?
I would think so.
All right. We're going to competition. We're going to have some wide open drills right here. All right, so here we go. This ought to be fun. They're going to put you in a competition. It's going to be a wide open space thing. They're going to try to make it where, see what happens. Catch the football, and can you make a tackle? Here we go. We got competition.
What's this drill?
I mean, I guess they're getting that thing, that step releases. That's what this is. Releases off the line, explosion. I got news for you. If you can master those things right there, and you can match it up with your route tree with that kind of release, and set up a corner one way to run a route another, you become a much more dynamic offense because your release dictates whether you're open or not, and it's a fun thing to do.
You see the graphic up there in the bottom left-hand corner. 4 states represented, 53 high schools, 125 high school athletes here. You know, TYGTAL's really doing these kids a favor, getting them a chance to be seen in this time that's so uncertain. Because, I mean, that's what I would call it right now because we don't know what's going to happen.
I got news for you, buddy. This quarterback's doing this sprint left. You know, I have had the joy of doing that in Georgia Southern when it was about 700 degrees hotter than the sun. And just running that right there, you either figure it out real quick, and if you don't, then you're going to get to keep doing it. You got to get the shoulders turned and get down here. So now I think they're trying to get everybody set up for these competition drills. Look at these receivers mirroring the corners and all that stuff.
Good job right there, you know, using his hands.
All right, so check it out down here, Coach. We got a little what we would call chicken run right here. You got to score, but they got you in a box right here. It's almost like next level 2020 angle tackling. You got to be able to
called behind him.
You got to be able to make somebody miss. You know what I'm saying? I mean, attack the guy, but have something there. Give me some shake.
You need some juice.
All right, so now we got a little mirror drill with the receivers. Uh-oh.
That's a nice move.
Nice release, but it wasn't bad by the corner. But I mean, I know he got beat inside, but he was right there on the hip. Yeah, that's really nice. Thing I like about it right here is they're not grabbing.
No, they're rubbing, but rubbing's racing, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, they're not. This is not something like we've seen. Here we go.
Yeah. Oops.
He eliminated the receiver. He didn't really grab him.
Yeah.
And in high school football,
that's not always going to get called.
No, but it won't, because if the ball's not in the air, it's just, you know, you can do away with a route. It's not bad. That's a nice job right there, staying on top of that guy, not letting him stack on him. Woo! See that step to the end?
Yeah.
Coach. He left him right there. That's nice. That's really nice.
Got in on him quick there.
Yeah. Didn't take the bait. Better move back over here closer to you before a bow breaks my spine again. We got a fit drill here, Coach.
Yep. Just working on fighting those hands and getting inside. A little hand combat. Yeah, that's what they want you to show you. Those defensive linemen want those offensive linemen show me them hands, so they can attack that elbow. You know, attack those joints and really work around him.
Get after you. If you extend your arm too early, especially if it's your inside arm, and they can get outside and push that elbow in. Woo! First of all, it don't feel good.
No.
Second of all, you better scream real loud, look out, because the quarterback is going to be hurting.
Sick. Right here, my big guys again. Right there, working hard, and then, you know, trying to, you know, a lot of times that guy's rushing hard outside, and you just got to trust in your kick slide that you're going to meet him at the pass.
Ooh!
You're going to head him off at the pass.
Man, that dude just threw some nasty juice out there, Coach. There's some shoestrings and an ankle on the ground.
Yeah, it helps when the guys have a little shake.
That's a nice job right there, staying inside out by the linebacker. All right, here we go.
He got the.
That's nice.
Good job. And a big guy able to play it like that.
And just used what he had. He knew that, hey, this is where he can go. As long as he can't get back inside me, I got him pinned. So overrun it. Ooh.
Can't stop.
No, sir. Slow feet don't eat. So, same thing. We're going to get ourselves a little disengaging right here, Coach. See if we're still breaking elbows. Or is this a snatch? Just rip underneath. All right. They're moving some cones around. I like that now. This looks like pregame for us. But then again, Coach, there's an example again right there of one-on-one coaching.
Right, not just letting him go through the motions, but showing him what it is he needs to do. That's the difference, instruction.
Stay inside. You gotta stay low right here. It helps if you keep your center of gravity down right here when you're chasing these running backs. Ooh, gave him a little, ghost right there. Yeah, overran it.
Yeah, especially if you're a big guy, you better play tight on the inside hip.
Use all the part of the field. He overran it too. But that guy slipped.
He got lucky because the guy slipped.
And it was a bad toss. Coach got fired for that one.
But this is going to be huge. This is what we hear all the time. Can he play in space, Coach?
That's the whole point. This is probably the best thing for evaluating. How are you going to play in space? All right? Can you play in space? I mean, there's a lot of things. You see the quarterbacks over there moving. I've heard a lot of talk in the last, 6-7 months about people not wanting statues to play quarterback anymore. And I'm a guy, I like to throw the football, but I also like to play 11 on 11. So
no
if
doubt.
my quarterback can run, it makes us more dangerous offensively.
It makes it hard for the defense because now you got to account for that guy.
Yep, sure do. There's got to be someone accounting for the guy behind center, and if there isn't, then the scoreboard's going to flip. But, I mean, if you look right here at this DB drill, I mean, it is, ooh, son. These receivers getting these releases. That's nice right there, except he got ran by.
All right. Hey, man down, next man up. That's the routine, right, man? Craig Chapman, that's what the deal is, right?
Yeah.
All right, next man down. Here we go. We're going to lose Adam Collins here for just a second. He's getting his second wind here. A lot of heat, a lot of humidity, probably a little dehydrated. Watching the quarterbacks right now here at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Coach, what did you like about this individual period? This is a 45-minute individual period.
I know I've got a particular coach on my staff that wants it to be 45 minutes individual every day.
Every day.
Doesn't matter, but this has been nice. You've gotten to see a myriad of drills, but I like this little competition thing that they're doing here because it's allowing you to take what you just learned inside of that individual and, use it in a practical application.
Agreed.
So it's put it together, and go.
Well, the most interesting thing is, and I know people are sitting back at home watching, and they're saying, hey, when is my group coming up and all this kind of wonderful stuff. Well, a couple things to kind of give you an idea. Right above us, up top in the press box, we have, 15 cameras up there. Everything's being recorded.
Yep.
And it's just a matter of, hey, we're just here for the entertainment. We're watching some games. Watching some pieces back and forth, sharing it with you, getting an idea of what's going on. But all the college coaches and players will have access to Huddle. Right now we're just broadcasting, hearing our wonderful voices, talking a little bit, throwing the drone up there, getting up close camera, enjoying ourselves. So make sure if you're getting concerned, especially going back and watching this a little bit later, understand you've got it on Huddle. Every bit of this action from start to finish is being recorded in groups and sent out to the players that are participating here. Over 125 players today. Real quick reminder, evening sports page, GSI, Our Vision, and TYGTAL are our major sponsors here today. We're here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'm Bo McMichael with Craig Chapman and Adam Collins and a whole crew that traveled up in the white van 6 hours and did that. Y'all did a good job. When you're in a big passenger van, that's always fun, to say the least. So hopefully it'll be entertaining throughout. Now, tell me what's going on in this next segment here. We have just kind of give you an idea. This next segment, we're going to have a special segment where we're going to learn a little bit about this gentleman's top 3 choices: Eastern Carolina, Georgia State, and University of UConn. We're going to have Coach Wise talk a little bit about this player. He's one of the high prospects of TYGTAL.
And he's been in the linebacker group days, and he's done a great job. We just got to see him take a rep where he stayed inside out and made it look easy, Coach.
And we're going to have a nice little kind of a commitment area first for TYGTAL. Going to do it live here at Myrtle Beach. Pretty excited. His whole family's here. So we'll have Austin with the Evening Sports page going out there, talking to him a little bit and getting some interviews. We're going to try a remote mic. We'll see how that works out. I got hope that it'll be okay. So live television always happens that way, especially the rain's coming in and out. So that's good all by itself. And then talk to me a little bit, Coach. What are we doing on this one-on-one piece? What are we going to expect when we see this one-on-one that's about to break down here?
Well, you're going to get to see
35-minute period.
You got a 35-minute period of offensive and defensive linemen who will start off very excited to be there, and by the end of it will be very excited to get water, because it's going to be a 35-minute period of just one-on-one fighting, all right, where the defensive linemen are pass rushing, and it's going to get pretty physical for not being on pads. On the offensive side, you're going to have quarterbacks throwing. You'll have one-on-ones on the outside with receivers and corners, and on the inside with, running backs and linebackers. So it's one of those things where, you're going to get to see some athletes in space, and but it kind of takes away the idea of somebody else screwed up, because if you screw up on this,
well, and that's something they went out and a lot of colleges, after they saw the Spartanburg TYGTAL, the sequel they call it, they said, hey, give us more one-on-one period.
Yeah.
So TYGTAL listened and said, hey, all right, here we go. Let's get a more one-on-one period and let's get started and see what happens on that situation. So once again, we're live here at Myrtle Beach. I'm Bo McMichael with Adam Collins and Craig Chapman. We got Jennifer not driving. Hope she's not driving the drone. We got Phillip on the ground camera, and we got Robert and Joey, Bag of Donuts Russo, up top, enjoying life a little bit. So, Adam, how you doing, big man?
I'm good, man.
All right. Puke and rally?
Yeah.
Call it the dinosaurs later, man. Nothing wrong with a little varsity.
I think it was one of those deals where the heat,
I know. You had that look. You were looking a little
I'm not
sheepish.
used to having that grease on my stomach and being outside. And
Hey,
so.
I went with the chicken salad sandwich. You were the one that said, give me the dirty dog. So I was
I hear you.
I do that.
I couldn't eat either one of them. So.
No, I understand that.
That's why I went Greek.
Yep. The hero.
Go Greek once a week, you know what I'm saying?
I got to have a hero to the end of the night. Gentlemen, I'm going to hand it back over to y'all. I'm going to still mix this board. Hang with us, getting ready
Your
for
drill, Coach.
the commitment.
Yeah, I mean, because playing up front is about your feet.
It is, absolutely.
There are a lot of other factors, but if you have good feet, and, of course, we know that playing offensive, defensive line, most of that's where is your body going to take you. Because you do have to be of a certain size in order to be able to play at the highest levels. Although there's always exceptions to that rule.
That is true. I think we're going to get a special announcement here, Coach, coming up.
Okay. They're setting up for everything right now.
Yes, they are. After this announcement and this water break, we will be sliding into the one-on-ones, Coach. And we were just talking about it. So after we get finished with our announcement, then.
So Mario Hammond signing, his choices right now is top 3, East Carolina, Georgia State, and Connecticut. All really good schools.
And all over the place, too, Coach. Think about it. You got East Carolina, which is in North Carolina. You got Georgia State, which is, of course, in Atlanta. And then you got UConn.
Well, and I think that's what TYGTAL offers is that nationwide exposure. You know, where you're going to get attention from everywhere. All right, looks like we might be delaying that and setting up for something else.
Yeah, I think we're going to the one-on-ones right here, Coach. I just saw an uber athletic play by a quarterback out there jumping it up and pulling a Luke Johnson or a Jake Metters and just grabbing and snatching the ball out of the air one-handed.
Firing it downfield.
That's not fair to put that on the screen.
All right, well, we're glad everybody's joining us here in Myrtle Beach. You know, it's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
Here at Myrtle Beach High School.
Myrtle Beach High School.
I mean,
how many state championships have they won, Coach?
I think it's 9.
9 state championships.
The most recent, I think, was 2018.
9 state championships.
I mean, I think you got a little something going on right there.
Yes, I would say so.
9 since 1980.
9 since 1980.
For those of you at home listening and happen to be Georgia fans, you know 1980 because
that's a long time ago, Coach. I'm not going to say anything else. I'll get in trouble.
I'm kidding. I kid. You know, I have a great deal of respect for all the programs nationwide that are able to put together football, and especially the people that are still, you know, whether they've chosen to yield for safety reasons or they're still trying to figure it out. You know, there's a lot to be said for those guys.
Well, anybody that plays football, Coach, that's just, you know, that's a different kind of thing right there. When you're playing football, that's
it's a full-time job while you go to
Coach,
school.
And it is a get after it all the time.
Trying to see what we're getting set up for right here. I think it's, like you said, I think it's one-on-ones.
Maybe about to make it.
I'm always looking for where the big boys are going.
I think they're going down here, Coach, to our right. A lot, like I said, there are lots of skilled people.
It's always like that. I've never had a team where I had a bunch of linemen and very few skill guys.
No, that's never going to happen because nobody wants to play offensive line unless they just have to.
Well, you know, that's the thing is the average size of people.
That's right.
Dictates that most people are skilled. All right, getting ready for the showcase, 35-minute one-on-one period.
I know one thing, Coach. If you say one-on-ones at our football practice, kids go nuts.
Well, because they're always looking, you know, how can I show this guy up, and in a good way. It's healthy competition. You know, they're happy to, they're happy to, you know, be able to compete with each other. That's why we start every Tuesday with what we call Pigpen. And then every Wednesday is kind of that playing space drill, that chicken run.
Yep.
Because those guys, real players love competition. That's one of those things they thrive on.
Yeah, that's the thing that, you know, when you're looking at it, you know, real people, real players, they want to test against the best, all right? And we're getting right here, we're getting this little one-on-one action.
Nicely done. Right there, you see the DBs rolled up tight.
Deep down the middle. I mean, right here in the middle of everything. Throwing it, dropping it off right there.
Nice job going up and high pointing that ball. Okay, I think I might have been looking at something nobody else could see. That's my bad.
Don't worry about it, Coach. Nobody knows that you weren't watching the monitor.
I get so easily
Here we
distracted.
go. There you go.
Oh, nice job. Staying inside, barring him up. You know, go ahead and bar him up because the thing is that's holding, but nobody's ever going to call that. Pop might.
Nah, not even this. Not even Pop would call that holding.
But good job. He's repositioning his hands. His feet are still going. Great job right there.
That was just domination right there.
You know, right there, I'd like to see a thumb in the armpit right there, but nice move by the defensive lineman coming back on a spin inside. I would have come to the ribs for that one.
Ooh.
Yeah. You can't duck down. You got to
head back, right?
You got to play with your chest up. You got to move your feet.
Yep.
That's just, you know, if he was my player, I would say, hey, stop being lazy. Move your feet.
You can't reach, punch, and grab.
And see right there,
Jumped
he
outside.
tried to cheat. He tried to cheat instead of stabbing hard inside, staying heavy on that inside foot, light on the outside, where you can kick slide to beat that guy. All right, waiting on the next set.
Ooh, outside rusher.
Yeah, you can't turn, big man. Okay, right there, what they were working on earlier where he's kick sliding, and it's crazy because you're not next to him. You won't touch him for the first 3, maybe 4 yards, but you're going to be to where he's going.
Just let him come to you.
My coach used to tell me you got to play it like Cowboys and Indians and cut them off at the pass. That was a better job.
Got out too wide,
but
though.
He was too heavy on his outside foot. There was no – because when that guy cut inside, he should have been able to bury him. Right there.
Ooh, got to get off the field, man. Scary when they start running the out route into that many people.
That was good D. He stuck on him, though. Rolled up tight on him, making those receivers work a release.
These linebackers and running backs. Oh, receiver.
Nice D right there.
I have no idea what route that running back just ran. It was kind of a chair route that he ran inside. See the angle route right there with nice hands.
And I love the camaraderie and the spirit here. You know, I watched both those guys. There was a collision, and they went out of bounds. Oh, my goodness.
That would have been a touchdown with a good throw.
Yeah, he created separation rather quickly. But my point was, as both those guys go out of bounds, it got a little bit rough, and they pop up and fist bump and run back to the drill. You know, that's what I love about this place.
There's some holding right there on that.
Yeah.
There was some definite holding right there.
Yes. Sometimes you got to cheat a little bit.
Let's see what we got right here. Running back. Angle
oh, my
route.
goodness. Yeah.
Touchdown. That guy moves well.
Yeah, that was a really nice job.
Everybody keeps trying to run corner routes down here from the widest possible split.
Got to cheat. Scoot in a little bit.
Yep. Angle route right there back inside.
Had him beat, but the route took a long time.
All right, so let's see what we got down here. Straight comeback route. Nice throw. That was a nice throw. Threw it right to the sideline, kept it outside. So I mean, this is good stuff. We're getting to watch it from right here, from behind the quarterback.
It's a nice view. You can really see what he's seeing. Joey.
I see what they're doing. They're running looks like a breaking inside. Here goes your offensive line again, Coach.
All right, let's do it. Okay, better job that time. He's moving his feet better. Right here, he should stab hard inside, but it's like he's bouncing his feet instead of kick sliding.
Tried to look like he kind of chopped his feet right there.
Yeah, I mean, you're not buzzing your feet. You got to kick.
If you're a linebacker, that's, you know, if he's going to attack you like that, your best answer right there is to collision him.
It's a little out route.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, nasty release right there. Drop the corner route in there on him.
The DB played to the receiver on that one.
He sure did. Ooh. Ooh, Coach, I'm just glad he got up. There you go. Run him on by.
That wasn't bad.
Run him on by the quarterback.
Because the thing is, if he's rushing and you just keep him going, it's not a big deal.
Step up right there. Oh.
Okay. He created separation with that jab. Instead of staying kind of tight to his body, he's too high.
Dig route right there. Put it out in front of him. Let him run.
Turning back and trying to catch the ball while you're going the other direction is tough.
Plus, it allows the DB to come on in there and
pick that ball and go the other way.
Yeah. Put it out there. Right now, you don't have a linebacker underneath you to worry about it.
No.
Underneath, there was that move from individual, Coach.
Yeah. Application of what you learned. That's always
Absolutely.
nice to see.
And that so happens on the beach so many times, it's raining.
And the kid's defensive lineman's doing a great job of stabbing inside and then coming around. You know, that's the problem for offensive linemen is the athleticism of the D-line.
Did he slip?
Well, the turf's a little wet at this point.
Okay.
Just straight speed rush.
Did a good job of using that inside hand right there.
Good job coming back inside, but you've got to stop him.
And the first thing he did was he stepped outside, Coach.
Right there, Coach is saying post into him.
Yep.
You can't just let a guy run you into the backfield. At some point, you got to put the brakes on.
See what this? We got a running back on a linebacker right here, Coach. Wheel route. Looked like there was a catch down there.
Looked like it.
Good route, too.
Yeah, it was.
Sailed the flat real good. All right, where are we going right here? Who is our rep?
He's offensive defensive line getting a workout, buddy. Again, he can't turn his shoulders. If you're going to turn, you got to get both hands on him and run him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's debatable whether or not that gets called.
I mean, it's probably going to get called because of the optics, but it's hard to tell what optics really are with no pads on.
Nice swim move right there. Again, you know, I love to see these guys attack that armpit and then the opposite rib and kind of move their feet and circle back. Much better job there.
That guy, he just got ran to he got some popcorn. Got us a nice little, 4 angles right here.
We got a split screen happening. You can see a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Nice little move right up there. He dropped that, Coach?
I think so.
I mean, if you look at this, there are 100 and what did we say, 125 people here?
125.
And there are 125 people doing something right now. Coach Hughes would be like, yeah, this is what football ought to look like. That's a nice job of DB staying inside.
That was a great job right there, where he, up in that upper left hand corner where he hooked his hip. That was nice. That was nice.
I mean, he was right there with him. He let him come off the ball. He played him. He worked back inside on the route. It wasn't technique picture perfect, but effort was picture perfect.
Some of those bigger linebackers have a tough time keeping up with the running backs.
And we talked about it, Coach. Game is changing. That's why big linebackers have suddenly become defensive ends.
I saw that kid come off. He's like, man, he's fast.
He is too, buddy. There ain't no doubt about that.
Look like a tight end right there on the linebacker.
I mean, Coach, there's so much going on right now. It's hard for me to pick one thing. I'm trying to watch everything. Did he catch that?
No.
That was a pretty nice effort right there. Inside route, post.
Still having a tough time on the edge. It's a hard spot to play in.
Yeah.
Right there, you see him just kind of throw him down.
Well, I got slipped, so he kind of got into his midsection. Things like that, that's not really much he can do about all of that right there. Dig.
You know, a lot of that stuff is iffy on what they call, what they don't call. And unfortunately, it doesn't vary from game to game. It'll vary from play to play.
That right there in the top right-hand corner was a nice job by the linebacker. I know everybody will say, well, he got there a little bit early. You watch any football game, and you tell me a linebacker getting there early on a running back doesn't happen, and they hardly ever call it. That was a good job of being physical at the point, and that's a nice ball. Right down the middle of the field, just nice.
I love it. You watch the guys getting fired up around each other.
Yeah, now they've been out here long enough where that mutual clap and pat on the back are now becoming more competitive. And I'm going to, try to take advantage of you and what's going on right here.
That was a good ball.
Wheel route. That's a good throw. Absolutely a good throw. Got to keep it in bounds. What you got down here on the bottom left right here, Coach, with the guard? We're at the guard.
Just straight bull rush. Again, you got to be able to pull on the brakes at some point.
Throwing that nice inside route up here on the top right-hand corner.
Tackle still having a really tough time.
Coach, it's going to be unfair for the tackle when there's no pads on.
I mean, I would agree with that. See, he's so heavy outside trying to jump outside that there's no inside left for him. He's got no weight on the inside foot, and so As soon as the guy cuts back the inside, he's done.
Well, wouldn't you think if you were watching this, wouldn't you want to see them be more cognizant of technique? So instead of trying to guess, just trust what you've been taught.
Well,
Stab.
that's it. And what they think is okay, if I turn my shoulders, I'll be able to get to him faster. But now you're beat, you're out of position. Whereas if you're kicking, you end up in the right spot if it's done properly.
Nice play in the top right-hand corner, running with the running back, breaking it up. So, we've been going out. Ooh, somebody fell down, Coach. There's broken ankles at the top of the screen.
Well, it happens. It is slick out here at this point.
One thing.
That was a really good ball up top.
Was. I know another thing, Coach. It's so humid out here that my shirt's sliding off. I mean.
It is a little muggy.
I ain't muggy. I think I stepped into a rain cloud.
Oh, man.
Did he catch that?
He did.
Nice.
He was probably out of bounds when he did it, but the fact that he had the concentration to hang on to it.
That was a nice job of playing through the play. There's some good-looking kids here, Coach.
You're not lying. Man, it's just I'm so glad we're here at the TYGTAL, the C Show here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I mean, what a great day. It's a little bit of a drive for us, but, we always enjoy our trips.
It's been a day, huh, Coach? Would you say it was early and,
Left about 7 a.m., 7:10 because I was late.
How many times have you eaten today, Coach?
One.
That's a problem, right?
Huh?
That's a problem, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, that in combination with, those chicken fingers look good, but chicken fingers and heat are not a good combo. At least not for me.
Ooh, that was dirty right there on top right hand. That was a nasty route.
I got a body built for air conditioning.
I have a face for radio.
Lots of separation right there.
Ball's got to be out.
He's been open a lot.
Yes, he has. I mean, we're moving right along, but there's lots of reps being done right here, Coach. And I mean, when we talk about this, there's going to be some people, right here that are going to be looking around, going, "Hey, when's this thing over?" Because
it's going to come a point where kids are like, "What time is it?"
It's right up there on the board. It's 7:40, big guy.
I know that's what it's like kids at football practice.
Yeah, you fit to go to 7:55, big guy. I mean, but right now you're getting to see everything right here. They gave the big guys a break for a second.
There's just so much happening, man. I'm having sensory overload. Somebody just got body slammed.
Sure did.
Still caught it.
One of the things that you're seeing right now, we talk about it every time we do one of these camps. Quarterbacks not being used to throwing the ball to certain people and having to get the ball out of their hands quicker. So,
nice job by the defensive back right there undercutting the route.
Mm-hmm. Dude, there's some people wide open.
Man, he's so big and creates separation. He's fast.
Yeah, and he knows how to run a route.
He's creating separation quickly.
Middle of the field is wide open down here. There are people just.
Well, that's the thing about the one-on-ones. In reality, you'd probably have a little bit of help over the top.
Yeah, or underneath with a linebacker.
Right. So it puts the defense in kind of a tough spot. I thought he was going the other way with that.
Down here you got your right guard going, or right guard.
Yeah, you got to get your hands on him, keep your chest up, move your feet.
Well, he looked like he started off in good position right there, but he just didn't keep his feet moving. Because that right there was a good rep.
That was much better. But that first one, his feet were just kind of in concrete.
Oh.
Yowzer. Yeah. Looked like something went out of bounds right there.
Yep.
Check on him. Hoping he's okay. Just
Yeah, that did not look really good, Coach.
yeah, they ended up way out of bounds. My goodness, look at that.
It's all day, Coach.
I mean, he's just
There's
big
a
guys
good rep.
right there.
Oh, left guard down here with a nice rep.
job. Nice job. Staying inside, keeping your hands in tight, staying in that good power position.
Corner route was open right there, but a nice job recovery by the DB. A nice catch up top over here. And
Uh-oh.
dude is
Trying to put him in a chokehold right there. That's illegal.
illegal.
Yeah, you can't choke him. As much as defensive linemen deserve it, you can't do it to them. Good job right there by the DB. Good job right there by the guy playing tackles. Great job running him around the pocket.
I mean, if you're looking at us and wondering why we're not talking about everything, it's because of our, okay. It's because our OCD has kicked in.
Well, I think if I was paying for this, I want my kid to get as many reps he can as well. So
I wanted to get to the front of the line.
I get it.
I've got sensory overload, like you said, Coach.
Oh, man. That was a great throw. I mean, that was just outside the reach. I mean, that had to brush across the linebacker's fingertips right there.
Almost a great play right there. Yeah, you're
Good
going
job
on the
right there by the
right
offensive lineman. Defensive lineman's got to create separation right there. Yeah, again, you can't let him just run you backwards.
Sooner or
At
later,
some point, you got to put the brakes on.
If I did that, if I put the brakes on, Coach, both Achilles would break.
Well, at this point, I wouldn't be able to put the brakes on anymore. But once upon a time, right?
Yeah, I used to, could stop on a dime and give 9 cents change, but if I stopped on a dime right now, it'd be a trip to the hospital.
Nice inside move. That's going to win all day long for defense.
I've seen more wheel routes out of the backfield today than I've ever seen in my life.
No doubt.
Go route up top. Nice adjustment to the ball. I couldn't see if he kept his foot in, but.
Got whipped outside down below on left tackle.
Ooh.
Guy just came speed right around him.
Oh, nice upside, top left. Good speed on the little, Florida fade look right there and just ran through the football.
No doubt, man, no doubt.
Nice throw to the out right there. A lot of good balls thrown right here.
Yep. Good job by the offensive lineman, just coming hard inside.
Yep.
Would like to see him stay on him a little bit more.
Deep out. Ooh. Nice job of the linebacker stepping inside that angle route right there. Whoa.
Much better job. Much better job by the center right there.
There was some violence in those hands.
That's okay. Again, you got to be able to put the brakes on. I know he's a big guy, but you got to be able to put the brakes on.
Absolutely. Nice job right there running him into the other lineman.
No doubt. Got to use the things that are around you. Got to use the things that are around you for sure.
Ooh.
Yeah. He was beat off the jump. His feet were so slow that, I mean, nothing else he did mattered.
You see him jam. Whoa.
Good job right there of the offensive lineman being violent with his hands. You know, you got to have good footwork, but violent hands can save you sometimes when you get caught out of position.
Well, he jammed inside early, got himself set, and then he just exploded through the defender with a violent punch.
You got to be heavy inside. You can't just jump outside and try to anticipate where he's going. Because if he turns back inside, that's a short route to the quarterback.
Old boy down here on running a route at receiver is slick.
That was a much better job right there. Looked like maybe he slipped down a little bit, though.
All right, here we go.
Right tackle. That works. Never let him penetrate the pocket.
As long as you can keep him up. If I'm playing quarterback right there, that rep wins because I can move. And
I'd like to see him slide more. He's turning. He's not staying square with the line of scrimmage. If he was kick slide more and really getting that depth, he'd be there. He just wouldn't have to worry about that.
Woo!
Yeah. He got outmanned off the gun right there.
Here's your ticket to the quarterback.
Yeah. That was a better job. Hockey style right there.
Yeah, I thought we were having a hockey fight.
Go ahead and yank that jersey over his head.
Woo!
Great job right there.
2 points.
Well, he's going to get near fall out of that.
It might even been a pin.
Well, if it's freestyle, it's a Tom Bay, As soon as your shoulders touch the mat, that's it.
Tom Bay, that sounds like a shirt you would buy.
Or maybe somewhere in Florida, Tom Bay.
Tom Bay. Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
We have scheming going on right here, Coach. We're making up routes now. You run to the mailbox and turn around.
There's the big, tall receiver. Good job staying with him right there. Good use of his hands.
Yep.
Kind of really just hanging on to him and kind of forcing him into where he wants him.
Woo! No, can't give it up right there.
You think they're making him play it outside?
Might be. Funneling a cover two corner.
Good job.
There we go.
Getting on his hip and coming around and smacking the ball down. That was a good job. Tell you what, it's been a really good day. Seen lots of good players.
It's been one of those things where I forgot I had my phone in my back pocket and it started vibrating. I was like, what is going on? But,
nice job going up and getting it and then ducking out. And, you and I talked earlier about the application of watching these guys having gone through the drills and then apply the stuff they learned in one-on-ones. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
And then right there, see a guy coming off the ball right there, a running back coming off the ball right there, you're going to have to deal with people trying to grab you and hold you and all that stuff, so you're going to have to fight that.
Yeah, there's no flags out here.
Just that release right there.
Man, that was a great ball. That was on the money, wasn't it?
Perfect throw. That ball go through his back.
That's like some Matrix stuff right there. There's a glitch in the Matrix.
Here we go. Get a little up close and personal right here. We're about to get to the point where we're game planning for the 7-on-7, Coach.
No doubt.
And I think when we get to that point, then we'll have our special announcement for the night.
All right, Omarion Hammond is going out. You see his top three right there, East Carolina, Georgia State, and Connecticut. We're going to get to see right now where he's going to choose.
Miss Lane.
Hey, you're live.
Okay. Ready? Hey, we here at the TYGTAL College ID Showcase, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Got a very, very special surprise. We've been working with this young man probably about going on 2 years now, watch him develop in the classroom, grow 2 inches. He's going to make his college commitment right live at the showcase. Omarion Hammond, AC Florida High School, DN outside linebacker. Marion, what it going to be? Austin. Hey, we're gonna let him get interviewed by Austin Silver with ESP.
All right, man. So first of all, congratulations. What is it about Georgia State that just sold you?
But I said more so a connection, especially with Coach Robinson. He's a great guy.
And how did you get to this point, and how did TYGTAL help assist you through the recruiting process and everything?
Kawhi explained to me everything, the ins and outs of it being recruiting, and also developed me from day one to now. So he definitely made a big impact on me as far as this.
And just kind of an interesting, what have you been doing and how have you been preparing in this strange off season, trying to stay in shape, stay fit? What all have you been doing?
View day.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations, and look forward to seeing you play at Georgia State one day.
Let's get it, Mr. Hammond. Let's get it, Mr. Hammond.
All right. We got to watch Omarion Hammonds make his choice, and that choice was Georgia State University.
And we know a little bit about Georgia State University.
We're familiar with the program.
Yeah. Well, where do you think Mr. Hammond will be playing at Georgia State?
I'm guessing that they're probably going to put some weight on him and move him inside. That would be my guess.
I'd be interested to see if they're going to play him one of those stand-up outside linebackers,
I mean, that's a possibility, too, because he moves well.
So,
it'll be interesting to see what Coach Fuqua does with him. He's the DC there.
Yeah.
And just figuring out what's he going to do. I know they were looking for a wide side end. So that's another possibility.
That might be it.
They already had a boundary and committed. They were looking for a wide side guy last time I talked to him.
So, I mean, it'll be interesting to say. It might be one of those things where they want to slide him inside and play him and use his quickness so he can wreak havoc in there, or be something where they, seen him repping that linebacker and they feel like he can drop or rush the passer.
Well, he's got a good frame, so.
But so that was pretty cool, though. I think that was a very nice touch. Got to put on the Georgia State hat. I'm sure Coach Elliott will be pleased about that.
I would think so.
Now,
but a guy comes in and has little or a few offers.
Yeah.
and nothing big. And now he's going to go play FBS football.
It sure is. And he's going to play it in the middle of the city of Atlanta. No, we're not talking about he's going to be in the middle of – he's going to be in an epicenter of job opportunities and everything like that.
All right, gentlemen.
So
Getting ready for the last 25 minutes, and I'm interrupting you, and I apologize. If I could get mics that you could hear me, I apologize. Goodness gracious, 25 minutes of the throwdown.
That's what I was about to say.
7 on 7. It's going to be interesting. It's going to have some interviews, so we're going to go in and out of interviewing some of the TYGTAL players with Austin from Evening Sports Page. Should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. Going to have an O-line and D-line challenge. They look like they're switched the field now on us. They're down here. And the A and B group still involved, so it should be a lot of fun. Y'all are doing a great job. Everybody doing okay. It's nice little rain. It's not hot.
No, it actually the wind, comes through here. It's not blowing the tent anywhere. We're getting ourselves.
Yeah, we're not having to keep the tent from flying away.
I hear you.
It already tore Coach Collins' shoulder off, so.
Well, it's not hard to do.
The throwdown period, Coach.
Yeah, it's going to be the last 25-minute period is what's known as the throwdown period here at the TYGTAL C Show.
And if you're at the C Show and you're in the throwdown period, you want to be a lineman, right? Because if you're in the throwdown period and you're a quarterback, you don't want to throw the ball down.
Yeah, you're going to throw till your arm falls off.
So this will be interesting right here. It is 7:58 right here, so they take 5 minutes. And they give themselves a little game planning time so they can run some plays right here and get a realistic viewpoint of what a 7-on-7 is going to be. You're going to get to see.
And also still here with the Evening Sports Page, talking with Connor Terrio from Wando. What class are you?
I'm class 2023.
And I know you've been at a TYGTAL event before, but how did you initially hear about TYGTAL, and why did you decide to come back?
Well, I originally heard about TYGTAL through Twitter. I was going through my Twitter, and I was like, hey, man, I got to check this out. I wanted to go to camps this summer. It was my first year that I could really, get into camps and stuff like that. So I was like, I'll check it out. And I've been posting stuff on my Twitter about TYGTAL. I've gone to the past two, this one and the other one. I wasn't able to make the first one in Spartanburg, but made the second. Had a great time at that one. I'm happy to be here.
And what are some things you've learned through that first camp you went to and then some through this one?
The instruction is really good, especially as a player like me that moves positions. I need to learn as much as I can about that position before the next year for my high school. So it's been really helpful just getting me ready for the upcoming season.
And what else have you been doing in your spare time, obviously, with COVID going on, practices being limited and everything? What have you been doing to stay in shape, stay in game shape, and stay mentally prepared for what we hope is the season ahead?
Well, I'm working with, personally, I work with a speed and agility trainer, Charleston Sports Academy. I go to camps like this, TYGTAL. I've been to an Infinity camp and Carolina Exposure, but working out, always keeping a good workout agenda, keep everything in a normal pace like you would even during the season, and even just going out with some guys and just throwing the ball around, playing football by yourself. Just get as ready as you can for that season.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate your time, and get back to work. Yes, sir. There's the running back I was looking for. Maybe about to run real quick.
Yeah. Get to know a lot about these kids. At this point, we've seen a lot of these kids a couple times. I think this is the fourth time we've seen Omarion.
Yes. All the way back in March.
Right, first time we saw him, we were in Lee County. Big guys going right here. Yeah. Hard inside, man.
You can really see it from this angle too, Coach. If you don't step hard inside right here.
Yes. Center's a tough spot to play. Getting ready to cut to an interview.
And we're here with Jordan Smith, wide receiver out of Ridgeview. What class are you?
2021.
And how did you hear about TYGTAL initially? I know you've been to a camp before, so how did you hear about it, and why did you decide to come back?
I heard it from Coach Fields, and the first time I had a good showing, and I wanted to come show my talent some more, so that's why I came back.
And how have you been staying in shape and, just mentally, physically prepared in this strange summer off season with everything going on?
I work out on a daily basis, either it's weightlifting or running routes. That's what I do.
And what have you learned from some of the instruction here at the TYGTAL camp, even the one before? What are some things you've learned or taken away from each camp?
Getting out my breaks, friendships. I learned how to make more friends and everything, so I like that about the camp.
You think who's the toughest DB you've gone against?
I'm not sure. Hey, but it's some pretty good ones out here.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate your time and look forward to seeing you this season.
All right, back to some 7-on-7 action.
Running back on the angle.
Just missed him.
I think he actually threw it to the dig in behind him, Coach.
That's tough, man.
I mean, it's the nature of this. You might not know who actually is on defense. The white and gray kind of look kind of similar out here, you know what I'm saying?
Under the lights for sure. Good job right there by the offensive tackle. Defensive lineman's got to try some kind of escape right there. A stalemate doesn't do him any good.
No, especially not from the outside right there.
It took me a minute to get that out. I couldn't talk anymore, apparently. Oh, good job right there. Just snatched a shot by him. All right, we're going to send this out to Austin for another interview.
I'm here with Hassan Wilson, running back out of South Florence, and you're a class of 2021 guy. Obviously, you've been to a TYGTAL camp before. How did you initially hear about TYGTAL, and why did you decide to come back?
Well, I seen them on Twitter, and I see how good they could help athletes, and being that Corona is messing things up, I decided to take my chance and see what it could do for me.
And what have you taken away from each showcase so far, just from the instruction? What are some things you've learned?
I learned a lot of new techniques going through the one-on-one drills, the running back drills, getting skinny through the hole, explosiveness, stuff like that, loose hips, a lot of things.
So is there anything in particular that you've been focusing on to work on in the off season? Anything like some weaknesses maybe that you just want to try and improve?
Well, I've been really trying to get bigger, but faster at the same time. I'm trying to be able to move with my speed, not just being big and can't get upfield,
Absolutely. And what is it about TYGTAL that you think is just – what do you think they help you the most in? Is it, on the field, off the field, but what do you just think they help you with the most?
I feel like they go hand in hand. I feel like they teach a lot of life lessons as well as getting you better as a football player.
Absolutely. So, and obviously it's been a very strange, year, summer. Workouts have been a little bit different with your schools and everything. So what have you been doing to just stay in shape, stay physically and mentally prepared as you get ready to go into what we hope is a football season?
Well, basically just, working out and just keeping peace at mind, and physically just making sure, just giving it to God, actually. Just scratch all that, just giving it to Him to do the work for me.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you. Forward to seeing you this season.
Thank you.
All right, back to you boys in the booth.
All right, back to 7-on-7 action right there. Ball just a bit outside.
There he is. Brought the energy back right there, Coach. Flipped down the other end of the field.
Looks like they had a snafu there.
Yeah, they got 5 receivers and a running back. That's not legal.
Yeah. Unless you're Bethlehem Christian, that's an illegal formation.
And we still don't know what's going on. Seven on 8.
All right, headed for an interview.
Robinson, Jordan, tell us a little bit of what school you go to and what class you're in.
I go to Westwood High School out in Blythewood, South Carolina, and I'm in class of 2021.
And obviously you've been with TYGTAL, you've been to a camp, you've been part of View Days. What are some things that you've taken away from each of these things? Just what are some things you've learned?
I got a higher football knowledge, Coach Wise, was teaching me the ins and outs of the game. I say since I've been with TYGTAL, my work ethic got better. They gave me more of a drive, and a purpose. So that's what I take from so far.
And I know you've made a position switch. How do you think you've started to adapt to playing DB?
I'm adapting pretty well. I get better with every rep and still trying to improve. More and more reps I get, but Coach Wise and the rest of the TYGTAL staff was really doing a good job of helping me make the transition.
So how have you, it's been a weird summer, obviously workouts and everything with schools have been, postponed, delayed and everything. So how have you been staying mentally and physically just prepared and, working out and everything?
I mostly got to be organized, I made a schedule, so I'm doing the stuff repeatedly over and over to get in a habit of doing it, and it's pretty easy so far. Like I got used to it after the first couple months, but yeah, I'm doing pretty good now.
Awesome, man. I appreciate your time. Look forward to seeing you this season. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, some big guys right here, one-on-one.
Get to watch the salt of the earth right here, Coach.
God's chosen people, the offensive line.
Got outside too far.
It's such a funny thing. It's such a balance between being heavy inside, being too hard outside. And, the only way you learn is reps, and they get a ton of them here.
Yes, sir. That was better right there. I don't know why he went back outside.
It was good. It was much better. He's got to stay square.
What's your favorite phrase in practice, Coach? Not good, but better.
Right. Not good, but better. All right. Looks like a good job right there staying with him and keep him going around the pocket. Looks like we're getting ready to go to Austin. Take it away.
I'm here with Amari Stevens out of AC Flora, class of 2021 defensive lineman. Obviously, you've been with TYGTAL for a little while and working with them at View Day showcases. What are some things you've learned and taken away from each of these?
Just work harder and do better than the next person, because nothing's gonna be easy. Recruiting is a process, and I just gotta be patient with them and believe in them.
So how has TYGTAL helped you, obviously working with them in a close capacity, not just on the field, but also off the field? What are some things they've provided you with?
Well, on the field, they give me the opportunity to showcase my skills and go to camps like these and, show my skills to the colleges. And off the field, DeAndre and Coach Wise, they stay on my grades, tell me to stay focused in school and show me that that school is way more important than football.
So obviously it's been a weird summer, workouts and everything have been, pushed back and all this kind of stuff. So how have you been staying in shape, not just physically though, but also mentally, trying to prepare for what we hope is the season ahead?
Physically, well, I get in my garage, I do stuff with my trainer, J. Lou. My dad will also help me out. He'll get me out there and we'll just do some drills just to keep me in shape. Mentally, just believing everything would be okay and trust God, and I don't know. Yeah.
So what are some goals you have for this year, on the field, off the field? What are just some things you hope to try and accomplish?
Goals, trying to get offers, I guess. On the field, just working hard and being there for my team. Hopefully, if we have a season, get a state championship and that. And off the field, in the school, keeping my grades right and staying focused.
Absolutely. I appreciate your time, man. Look forward to seeing you this season. Back to you guys.
Big guys, back to the big guys.
God's chosen people, according to Coach Collins.
That's right. Make no mistake.
I was just wondering how you came up with that, Coach.
Just years of experience. Good job initially, but got to stay with him. Should have posted back into him to stay tight.
I'm here with Edmund Whitaker. Edmund, where do you go to school? What class were you in?
I was Harris County High School, class of 2020, but because of the virus, I reclassified as 2021.
All right. So obviously, I know you've been working with TYGTAL for a little while. What are some things they've done for you, not just on the field, but off the field as well?
Well, I can tell you off the field in training, they've sent me to several trainers, 2 different trainers, Eddie McGill over in McDonough, Georgia, and John Lewis in the west side of Atlanta. And both of them have tremendously impacted my athletic performance and the way I take care of my body.
So what are some things you've learned at these showcases you've come to and everything, view days? What are some things you've taken away from each thing and learned?
Well, for one, is become more flexible. Because my first time here, I used to be stiff. And now, dealing with John Lewis, he's more of a speed and agility coach. He had my hips more flexible. Now I'm able to move. Now I'm able to run a 4.55. When I met him, I ran a 4.8. So that's a lot better, And with TYGTAL, they've helped me tremendously. They've introduced me to all types of different colleges and everything.
So what are some things you've been doing to try and stay, not just work on your technique and, ability and all that, but what have you been doing to just stay physically and mentally in shape, obviously, with, all that's been going on, things being delayed and all. So what have you been doing to stay physically and mentally in shape and just, keep your mindset forward?
Well, you remember back a few months ago, maybe 2 or 3, and probably currently going on, they had View Day. And those View Day, electronic workouts, they kept me mentally sharp, with the cognitive skill, he's only going to repeat it 2 times. And then, we have a little square. It's only just one line in the middle and then a box. And then that's all we have. We have to learn that. And then it's just an intense workout. I feel like everybody should be doing it.
All right, so what are you hoping to take from this camp alone even today? What made you want to come out and just continue to work?
I mean, it's just the spirit in me, and then plus, all that Wise has done for me, all the Coach Wise has done for me, all the Coach DeAndre has done for me, I might as well come out here, with me reclassifying as a 2021 guy. I don't want to get lazy and stop the grind, so I'm just going to come out here and showcase my skills for me going into the next season.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you coming on here and look forward to seeing what happens for your future. Back to you guys.
All right, back to some 7-on-7 action.
That was 7-on-6.
I'm here with Joaquin Graham. Joaquin, what position do you play and where do you go to school and what class are you in?
I play linebacker. I'm in class of 2022 and I go to school at Spring Valley High School in Columbia.
So what is it about TYGTAL? How did you hear about them? Why do you decide to come out to the showcase?
Well, I came out to these shows because I heard they give people chances and stuff like that. They give people offers. They help us out and get better and stuff like that. So I came to this camp in order to get better, learn some more things so I can come back to my school and show out.
So what are some things you've learned so far today, previous showcases, anything, View Day? What are some things you've learned and taken away from that?
Well, I learned, like we're doing now, 7-on-7, my covers, cover 1, cover 2, cover 3. I learned how to stay inside my guard, make sure he don't cut back in, so I can have some leverages and stuff like that, and I know how to tackle. I learned how to shed blocks and stuff like that.
So what have you been working on? What are some things that you feel like you can improve upon that you've been trying to get better at?
My speed is first and foremost. I'm trying to get faster, trying to get my feet work better, so I can come back and do some cut drills and stuff like that. So I don't let the running back inside me and stuff like that. And I'm trying to make sure I don't get out burnt by the running back.
So what are some goals you have for what we hope is a season ahead? What have you been trying to just mentally prepare yourself to try and do this year?
I'm trying to show out, coach. I'm just trying to show out, get some numbers on the board. You know what I'm saying? I'll get some looks from some coaches and stuff like that from South Carolina, all around the globe. So I can go get an offer and go to school.
How have you been staying in shape? Not just physically, but mentally with everything going on. Workouts being postponed, not knowing if there's going to be a season or not. How have you just been staying mentally and physically prepared for what you hope is a season?
By working out at home, basically. My dad told me, have some hope, pray to God so we can have a season. know what I'm saying, God comes first and foremost. See God in my life, enjoy that. Working out at home, working with my coach, Coach Warren, and Matt Speed, so I can get faster and stuff like that.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you coming on. Look forward to seeing you this year. Back to you guys.
All right. Trying to knock Coach Chapman down. Going to trip him.
That's all right. So we got 7-on-7 this time. There's 7 offensive players. And there's a pick.
Undercut right there. Receiver looked like he was a little angry.
Well, the ball was late, Coach. And
backed off.
I'm here with Andre Washington, the 2022 quarterback out of Ridgeview High School. Andre, I know you've been to both showcases so far. What is it about TYGTAL Showcase that made you want to come back to this third one?
The competition, like, it's a lot of fun. I learn new stuff each and every time, and I have a great time.
So what are some things you've learned, from the first 2 through this one so far? What are some things you've taken away from it?
Picking up on defenses, really. My footwork, I learn each every time how to fix my footwork and my throwing motion.
So what are some things you think personally you need to keep, working on? Obviously, there's always something to work on, but what are some things personally you feel you need to try and improve on the most to, be the best you can this season?
I say my throwing motion. Sometimes, I mess up and I have a hitch in my throw, and other times I don't, but that's in my footwork.
And obviously, it's been a different year, different summer, workouts, not knowing if there's going to be a season, it being shortened, things like that. How have you been staying just mentally and physically prepared as you go into, August and what we hope is a season?
Okay, I've been training with Ramon up in Greenville, and then sometimes, every day I try to play Madden to learn how to read defenses. I watch old film of myself, critiquing myself and other quarterbacks that I look up to, so that's how I stay.
So any personal goals for the season?
I would like to get 30 touchdowns this year and about 3,000 yards passing and just lower my interceptions. That's it.
Well, you got a wide receiver help to do it. But, man, I appreciate you coming on. Look forward to seeing you this year.
Thank you.
Back to you guys in the booth.
All right. How you doing, Coach Chapman?
Good.
Good. Can you still hear me?
I can.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right, I can hear you too. I cut the right mic. It's always important. How do you like this interview session? I like being on the field.
Yeah, it's
better than me. I'm looking a little rough.
Well, I mean, it gives it a chance. We're right there in the heart of everything.
Well, we got another interview coming up right here. It's Sean Wright. We're going to him in live. Here, it's all you.
I'm here with Zayshawn Rice, quarterback at Wilson. What is it about the TYGTAL Showcase that made you want to come out today and compete?
Really, it's just competition. It just get me better mentally, physically, and just get me thinking quicker as becoming a college quarterback next year. So yeah, it's just really getting me better fundamentally.
So what have you learned so far through today's camp? Particularly anything you think you need to work on? Anything the coaches has told you? What are some things you've learned?
Footwork is a big issue. It's a primary thing that you're going to need for the college level. So with my footwork, I really just have to work on that, take my time, and just really develop it as I get through the years and get bigger.
And, obviously it's been a bit of a weird year, weird summer, not knowing if there's going to be a season or not, and, things getting pushed back, workouts. How have you been mentally and physically preparing and staying, mentally and physically prepared for what you hope is the season?
I always watch film from last year, so critiquing myself and basically just getting myself better. I really condition a lot with whatever I can, whatever I find. I really just run a lot and just watch film, get myself prepared for everything that's going to yet to come.
So what are some goals you have for the season?
I always want to surpass myself from last year, so it's always going to be passing yards and passing touchdowns that I always want to surpass that I did last year.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I look forward to seeing you this season.
Yes, sir.
Back to you guys.
All right. Well, that's interesting. They're getting ready to wrap it up. All right, going to go with one last interview. All right.
What do you need?
All right, you're good to go.
I'm here with Chase Simmons, a defensive lineman at North Myrtle Beach in the class of 2021. Chase, you've been to the first 2 TYGTAL showcases. What made you want to come back to the third one?
You know, it's a great experience. There's a lot of talent that comes, and just to get your name out there and compete against these cats is good work. And you know, just come out here and work, because that's the only thing we can do as far as getting out to places and showing our athletic ability.
So what have you learned from the first 2 showcases and this one so far? What are some things you've taken away about your game that you need to work on?
Footwork has improved. My hand speed. You know, they really go into detail about what you're doing wrong. It's really about all the athletes and all. They don't focus on just getting to the quarterback. They focus on what the alignment's doing, how you can defeat the alignment before even getting to the quarterback. So they break things down that people usually don't.
So what are some things that you've been doing to try and, you know, physically, mentally prepare yourself for what you hope is the season ahead? Well, I thought it's obviously been a weird summer, weird year. So what have you been doing to just stay physically in shape, mentally prepared for what you hope's the season?
Well, my stepdad's a power lifter. I've been training with him for about 5 months. I wrestled 182 last year and put on about 65 pounds. So I'm at an athletic 245 pounds right now and working to get even heavier and faster as I go. It's been a real killing in the weight room, and especially on the dinner table, because that's where you got to put a good calorie. Because if you go to the weight room and you kill it, it doesn't matter. You got to eat your food. So as far as the training and the running and the training, the powerlifting and eating, I'm excited to get out there and show my new person, my new king of the jungle.
So how much do you think wrestling has really helped you kind of just in your flexibility, bending, everything? How do you think it's transferred to the football field?
It's helped a lot. I've been top in the state for a couple of years in high school, and had a really good year last year, and got disqualified for a legal slam in the semifinals, and I was up 8-0. But as far as helping my football, my momentum, my speed, like a shot. When you get off the line as a lineman, it's almost like trying to get a leg, trying to get a shot. So you got to explode as hard as you can. And my balance has improved a lot with wrestling. Being able to pin, especially now as a heavyweight, being able to pin a man that's 285 pounds and I'm 245, 250. You got to have balance, and you have to have a step on that guy with speed. So wrestling has really helped my football.
All right, so who's the king of the jungle?
I'm the king of the jungle. That's all that's going to be. King of the jungle, Chase Simmons.
All right, thank you, Chase, man. Look forward to seeing you this year. Back to you guys.
All right. So, Craig, we're wrapping this thing up. We've survived. This is our third one, and it's rained the whole evening.
It has.
We got the old telecast, everybody giving the idea that maybe it's not going to rain, and then it does. So, hats off to Jennifer. Heads up to Jennifer, Philip for doing all the groundwork and the drone work. Got Joey and Robert up top doing a great job, and Adam and Craig pushing it in the whole 3 hours. I mean, you go on the air talking almost 3 hours nonstop. It's 2:45, and we're at the beach now, so we at least get to have something to eat.
That's right.
A beverage and breathe a little bit. So out there in TV world, we appreciate everybody joining in here at Myrtle Beach. Thank you for opening your doors for us, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It has been a wonderful experience here for TYGTAL, the C Show, and we're going to wrap this thing up for, if I'm not mistaken, maybe one or two more times before we get through this thing.
That's right.
Last thoughts of the evening, Craig?
125 kids here, consistent reps, human night, got great competition and great exposure, and that's what this is all about.
All right. So we're going to say adieu. We're going to pack our stuffs up in the rain and have a little fun. Everybody take care of yourselves out there in this wonderful world we live in. I'm Bo McMichael with Adam Collins and Craig Chapman, TYGTAL, Score 58 Network.